All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back for another episode of the High Value LDP podcast. Today I'm here with
Luke.
Once again, here with my boy Luke. You know, actually, this was the first podcast we ever filmed he was on. So that was the very beginning. We actually filmed that in the workout room, which is why today we're going to have a podcast talking about,
You know, just overall physical attributes, you know, working out, your physical image, overall health, mental, physical, all about it. So
we're just going to talk about specifically men's health, fitness, everything. Before we get started, big shout out. We make our own reality for the tea. Shit's drippy as hell, as y'all can tell.
and I'm definitely going to pick myself up one right after this podcast. They look fire.
I'm not getting paid anything to say that. They just slid me a tee, actually a couple shirts, and I'm going to rock them because I like them. And by the way, just so you guys know, if I do start working with brands, I am not going to promote anything that I don't personally stand by, use, or believe in. Okay? Thank you. I just wanted to get that out of the way. So you want to get it cracking? Let's talk about the gym. Okay? A lot of people, okay? We'll start with just your beginner that gets into physical fitness, working out, specifically lifting weights. You're skinny, right? You don't look good. You're not happy about the way you look. You go into the gym and you see big hockey ass dudes. You see girls more jacked than you. And 90% of the time, you're going to get super intimidated. You're going to feel defeated because you don't look like them. And you're going to want to go home.
And
right?
You know what? That's also like a big problem in the fitness industry, like the social media side. You know, you see all these big jack dudes on TikTok, you know, Instagram, whatever it be. And it's just like you want to look like them, but you don't take into account that they've been lifting for 4+ years and they've gone on how many cycles of whatever the fuck they're on.
Yeah.
Gear, trend, like whatever it is. You know, you're not supposed to look like that at the start. Or, you know, even 2 years. How long have you been working out for?
I've been working out for like 3 years.
Exactly. And he looks great, but he doesn't look like these guys on Instagram and, you know, TikTok.
You don't. And another thing that you want to take into consideration, obviously, like he said, let's just talk genetics is another massive factor. You won't know if you have good genetics to put on mass and size until you start lifting weights. You know, you could see a nice symmetrical V taper and you could have that going for yourself, but your ability to pack on muscular size, you'll have no idea until you pick up the weights. So don't get defeated by what you look at in the very beginning because you have to give it time. You know what I mean? I'm 17, but there's plenty of kids. How old are you?
17.
17 also. But there's plenty of kids I'm not sitting here claiming that I'm this huge kid. There's kids that are 17 that make me look like a bitch, but I'm happy for where I'm at as a 17-year-old because I built my foundation and my layer, and that's where I am now.
Yeah, I think it was Larry Wheels at 17 who was fucking repping 315 on incline. Like, it's ridiculous. And, you know, that's not where you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be where you start, and you're supposed to be where you finish. And that's pretty much all that matters. You know, you need to stay away from, like, you know, trying to mirror up these, you know, crazy, you know, social media guys. It's just not worth it. It's not what you're supposed to look like.
With the gym, you want to compete with yourself. You're not going in there trying to lift what that guy lifts or what that guy lifts. You're trying to challenge yourself. You know, track what you've done in your lifts, try to progressively gain strength, and you will see the size come on. But stop comparing what you do to your friends, to people that have been lifting longer than you, to what Instagram models are doing. Those Instagram models, like we were saying, you don't know what steroids they've taken. You don't know how long they've been training. There's 1 million fake naturals on this app. 1 million, maybe more than 1 million fake naturals on this app alone on TikTok, YouTube, let alone a bunch of other fake naturals. You know who you are to the fake natties. You can't compare yourself to these guys. You know, a lot of people will sit here and they'll try to hammer home the fact of, oh, I'm natural. Oh, I'm natural. Oh, I'm natural. I've only been lifting for this long. It creates a false sense of reality for what somebody can achieve. So, you know, it's depressing that it's like that, but that's what the fitness industry has become. And I don't even mean to go off topic, but if you guys have been watching my account for a while, you know, about 1.5 years ago, I was posting workout and physical fitness content extremely consistently. Every day I was making new content. And the reason that I stopped was not because I wasn't making enough money off of it, not because I stopped working out, not because I lost my passion for making content in that realm, but because fitness TikTok in itself got so petty, and it still is extremely petty. You deal with constant influencers. this guy stole the design on this brand and this guy stole this. Oh, he was working with this company and now he's going to work with that company. Who cares? Who cares who works for what company? Who cares who's stealing whatever the hell? It doesn't matter. You need to focus on you. Stay in your own lane.
Yeah.
Stay in your own lane. It does not matter what she's doing. You need to stay in your own lane and it will all come together eventually. But please fucking stay in your own lane. It's annoying, the petty beef all the time. And it's especially on this app. And you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, and just building off what he said about worrying about what he's doing, she's doing, that's a big thing in the gym. And that's something when I've been lifting for that long. So when I started out, that was a huge thing that I was struggling with. I look, I'm on the bench, doing shoulder press, whatever it was, and I look to my right and I'm seeing some dude going, 20, 30, like literally, it's ridiculous. And I was thinking to myself, and I'm like, damn, like I'm embarrassed almost that I'm not doing that weight. But I've learned to realize, that getting your form down and then building up the weight slowly, I'm basically where those guys were, like that I was watching like not too many months ago. And, it's paid off in the end. So don't overload yourself on weight and hurt yourself just because you look to your right or left and you see somebody else putting up bigger weight. It's not worth it. You're going to get hurt. And overall, nobody's looking at what you're doing. So don't look at what they're doing, right?
It's 100% true. I agree.
And, it's different when, you see some dude going on for some crazy bench and, like hyping him up and like, that's awesome. Like that's what the fitness industry should be. But, getting self-conscious or, trying to push yourself to a level that you definitely cannot do yet is like one of the biggest causes of injury and, just overall people quitting the gym.
Yeah. And like a lot of kids, they'll come in the gym, especially newbies, and they'll see these guys lifting big weight and they'll ego lift even weight that isn't necessarily that heavy, but they don't want to look extremely weak. So they'll, a beginner will try to put up 135 on bench. You are in no position to be putting up 135 on bench. You don't even know proper form. Do you know how to arch your back? Do you know where your feet are going to be placed? Do you know where your hands should go on the bar? You don't know anything. So why are you sitting there trying to put on weight like you know what you're doing? You have no idea what you're doing. Or you'll go try to squat. You'll try to start with 2 plates. Why are you starting with 2 plates? Not
even 1 plate.
You're doing a third of a rep. Like you need to get your form down packed before you attempt any kind of progressive overload. You need to get your form down packed. That's how you're going to avoid injury. That's where the gains are made. If you look at a bunch of these top elite level bodybuilders, I'm not saying powerlifters, bodybuilders. A lot of these guys are not going into the gym trying to throw up these crazy numbers. They're in the gym strictly for contraction. They want to feel everything that they do. It's not always about how much you could put up. It's about for a lot of people, it's more about how much do you look like you could put up. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's for a lot of people, that's more important. I know that's more important for me.
Yeah.
I'm no Larry Wheels, who's basically like a power builder.
Nah,
he's absurd. He has like one of the most crazy physiques and is crazy strong, but I'm no power lifter. I'm not Eddie. I'm not. Like I just don't have it.
That's the big like misconception between the two. People don't know the difference between bodybuilding and weight and powerlifting, right? Like powerlifting is more like, like
how much can you lift?
Literally. And like I see like these dudes, especially on TikTok, this app, it's like it's crazy. It's like I see what's his name? Cardon. Or how do you say his fucking name? Cardone. Yeah, this motherfucker's lifting 850 or something off the ground and he's 1 rep and he's done like for 15 minutes. It's just like that's a way of training. Like there's nothing wrong with that, right?
Yeah.
But if you want to look like you see him, he doesn't look that great.
No, it's crazy.
He looks like shit.
I'm not calling out Cardone.
No, please.
But like
he's gonna come after us now.
Please. Yeah. He's gonna mog our video.
Yeah, exactly.
But like he's a big dude, but he doesn't look like this. He doesn't have this crazy physique. No. If you look at him, he doesn't look like a dude that could lift 800 plus pounds off the floor or squat as much as he does, or he just simply doesn't look like that because that's not his style of training, and his genetics probably don't allow him to get as big as he wants. So that's why training for what you want is extremely crucial. And most newbies in the gym want to look good to get females. If your goal is to look good and have a summer body, you want washboard abs, you want this, that, and the third, whatever, stop trying to put up big crazy weight because that's not your golden ticket to getting that good physique. Your golden ticket to getting that good physique is getting knowledge by knowledgeable fitness influencers. I'm going to name a few right now. JPG Coaching, Team Dial Fitness, J-Lane Fit, People like that. People like that know what they're doing. They've been in the gym for a long time. They have their knowledge. They have their shit together. Get information from people like them.
Yeah.
Not these randoms that are like, oh, do this if you want to get a big check. Well, what is their certification? Like, what have they actually done that it makes sense for you to take advice from them other than their physique?
How long has JPG been in the? I think it's been like 10 plus years. He's been working out.
Yeah,
and
probably.
Is he natty? I don't know. I
haven't done a lot of research on his stuff, but his stuff, all of his advice is very clean. It's very scientific. There's evidence to back the shit that he says, and that's the kind of people that you want to learn from. Jeff Nippert is also really good. Just get good knowledge, especially in the beginning. You don't want to be overwhelming yourself with garbage, because it's going to stick with you. You see a bunch of dudes rack pull, especially rack pulls. They're trying to pull fucking 800 pounds off the rack, 600 pounds off the rack. Like, bro, you are in no position to do that.
And that like false info thing, I actually have a funny story on that. So this one kid I was talking to, he was telling me about his split, and he said that he did shoulders and legs in the same day, right? And I saw something on TikTok before, which was completely false. Now I know, but some dude was like, yeah, you can't hit shoulders and legs in the same day. The blood flow like will mess you up. You won't put up as much weight. I was like, whatever. So I saw that, and it made sense. I didn't even think to look at the comments. It made sense to me. So I was like, okay. So I told him. I remember I was like, yeah, like you shouldn't do that. Like, and I told him why. He's like, oh, really? I didn't know that. And I was like, yeah. And then I told my other friend what I said, and then my other friend comes up to me and he's like, yeah, dude, like, that's like not true, right? I was like, really? He's like, yeah, did you read the comments on that video? Like, it's completely false. And I was like, well, I had no idea. So, there's so much fake, not even fake, but just wrong
it's just bro science. It's just bro science. Like, oh, don't do this or do this. Cardio is going to kill your gains. Like, there's all these dumb misconceptions that people just throw around, and then they end up floating around in people's heads. Like, especially you guys will hear this if you talk to your parents who used to work out. I know I'm not calling out my dad, but I talked to my dad. He's like, oh yeah, you're supposed to do high reps if you want to get cut. Not really. Getting cut's about a calorie deficit. It's not about a rep range. That's just not how that works. But you can't crack the laws of thermodynamics. But it's just like that's how people learned, and that's what they were brought up on. Back then they didn't have all the knowledge that we have now.
Yeah, and a lot of people in the gym don't realize that, they'll work out for months and months, and then they won't see as much results as they need. They're not eating right. Eating is like 90% of getting in shape, like 90%, maybe more. It's crazy. You got to track your food. You got to know what you're doing, how much to eat. You got to know your BMI, like all that stuff. They actually have like, great machines at some gyms where you get to, completely map out your body. And you need to be able to track, get good meals in you, and like, fuck the sugar, all that. Like, you need good shit. Like, carbs are not all carbs are bad.
Yeah, well, it really just depends on your goals. Like if you want to lose weight, you want to have high protein, high fiber, voluminous food that's going to keep you full and satiated. It's going to take up more room in your stomach, and it's going to keep you more satiated. Your blood sugar is going to stay more stable. You're not going to be as hungry throughout the day. But if you're spiking yourself with sugar and unhealthy carbs, you're going to come into a crash and then need another spike, need another spike, need another spike. That's why you're low on energy all the time. A lot of people, oh, I don't want to go to the gym. Why? I'm too tired. What do you eat? How do you sleep? Do you go for walks? Like, they don't take any of those things into account. They just think, oh, I'm tired. I don't want to go to the gym. Why don't you fix why you're tired?
Yeah.
Get better sleep, eat better, start exercising. Like, there's so many different ways to just boost your metabolic health, and people don't want to do it because they fall into that trap of laziness. I want you to think about the people that wish that they could work out. Think about all the people that wish they could work out because they were just in a horrendous car accident and now they have no legs.
That's a great point, because I saw a dude on TikTok. He was in a fucking wheelchair. He's paralyzed from the waist down.
He was doing
you saw that, right?
He wasn't doing chin-ups. He was doing he was doing muscle-ups.
Yeah.
I saw that video.
I saw that, and he was pressing like 4 plates, like not on bench, but he was pressing 4 plates, and he got himself out of the wheelchair and got himself into the machine and did them.
Yeah.
Without any help. And I feel like that just kind of like glorifies the thing of no excuses, right? Like, people can have, obviously the car accident thing, like that's not everybody. You're not expected to work out. But if you're tired on a given day, you don't want to go to the gym, you can fix it, or you can get your ass in the gym and just go and work out anyway.
Yeah.
Right?
And like it's okay to like take rest and like give your body time to recover. I'm not saying don't rest because that's another thing that a lot of beginners do.
Oh, yeah.
They'll just, I want to get as big as possible. Let me go to the gym 7 days a week.
Yeah.
Stop.
And train
Stop.
chest like 5 of those days. It's like you need your muscles, once you exercise them, they need rest to like heal. Because what you're doing when you're working out is you're hurting your muscles in theory, and they need to heal and then get stronger, right? So if you're benching 4 or 5 times 5 times a week, it's
You're
like
tearing them down to build them up.
yeah, and you're gonna get hurt, and you're not gonna see as fast of results. Like it's not the way to work out, and that's why rest days are implemented in almost every single split. Whatever you do, you have to rest. And
yeah, a lot of you guys listen. I love working out. I'm 17. Okay, I'm on a total body split. I exercise every other day. I train total body every other day. I look better than 99% of the kids in my school that go to the gym every single day. Mm-hmm. Why? Because I have a split that is proven to work. I've picked a split that has maximized my energy, the efficiency, the amount of time that I want to spend in the gym, the gains that I'm going to get from it. I have an optimal split for me. Total body every other day is an amazing split for me, and it works. And I've seen great results with it.
Yeah.
Too many of you guys go to the gym. Oh, I'm going to do arms today. And you think because I go to the gym every other day, I'm getting less volume in the week. You're wrong. The way I train, I get more volume in than you guys that go 5-6 days a week. And I go 3 to 4 days a week. Why? Because I have a split that I worked up. And if you actually look at my split, which I'm going to be posting soon, and you account for the amount of sets that I get in per muscle group, I train more than all you. And I train 3 to 4 days a week.
And a couple weeks ago, I actually hopped in because I do like, chest, back, shoulders, arms, the regular stuff.
Yeah.
But, there's nothing wrong with that. But I hopped in with a workout with Luke, full body workout. It was like an hour and a half maybe. We did like 1, maybe 2, exercises for every muscle group, depending on what it was.
And we picked our compounds. So like we would do like what do we do? We would do like so for like chest, we would do incline dumbbell, which is going to hit chest, shoulder, tricep, and then we did dips. So we're optimizing the muscles that we're going to hit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we started off with back squats. I mean, that shit. Damn. But like it was a great workout, and I felt like really great after. And I was like, I wasn't sure how I was going to go first, because when you told me for the first time you did full body, I was like, how the fuck does that work? How do you not spend 2+ hours in the gym? I had no idea, but you walked me through it, and it was a great workout. I mean, it was great. I mean, it's not personally convenient for me to do that, but for you, 100%. And like, I could see it's working for you. And
you wake up sore, and like you just,
oh yeah. Like
for me, it's a split that just makes sense. I recover well because I'm not hammering my body with constant too much. Like this is how I see it. Okay. This past summer, I was on a push-pull leg split, which I liked, it's a great split for a lot of people. I have nothing against push-pull legs. You get great results with push-pull legs. But the problem was I would hit push-pull legs, rest. When you hammer your legs with a workout and you're training to failure the way I was, and the way you guys say you train to failure is not failure, okay? The way Jay Lane Fit trains to failure, that's failure. The way Hadi Abdel trains to failure, that's failure. I was training like that the way Greg Doucette trains to failure, that's failure. That's muscular failure. I was training my legs to complete muscular failure. By the time leg day came around again, my legs were still destroyed. Mm-hmm. I did not have enough time to recover. So I reduced the amount of volume that I was doing, and I took that extra rest day, and I noticed that my strength gains went up tenfold, literally tenfold. I was like, holy crap. Like I didn't imagine that by me scaling back on my volume, I would get this much stronger. My back squat went up, my deadlift, everything went up by giving my body extra rest.
Yeah. And I'm not going to lie. Like I do get like I understand, everybody thinks, oh, volume equals gains. Like I 100% understand that mindset. It's wrong. But when I started, I was like, I would do less volume and I would feel like, oh,
you would do more volume.
No. When I did less volume, I'd be like, oh, I feel like I'm not doing enough.
Oh, right.
So, when that was happening, it was like, I started to do less volume, but I started seeing results. It took time for me to understand, but, when at first I understand that people think that, but, it is wrong. And I encourage you guys to try, less volume, more rest.
Intensity.
Literally, like intensity is key. The harder you train, I think that's like, amplifies the results.
Yeah, 100%. Like, listen, especially for my beginners, you do not, if you're a beginner and you're going into the gym to train chest, why are you doing 24 sets of chest? That makes no sense. If you're brand new to the gym and you're going with a buddy that's experienced, your buddy is not your buddy that's actually versed in knowledge on physical fitness. If he's taking you through a chest workout that's destroying your chest, you're going to have horrible DOMS. Okay, Google it if you don't know what it is. Delayed onset muscle soreness, which is going to take at least a week to recover from. When if you scaled back your volume, okay, and you just focus on getting your form down, and you did maybe say 10 to 12 sets for your chest, you would notice that you woke up sore and you would grow off of those 10 to 12 sets, because as you get more experience, your body gets used to certain things, and you need to change up your training, and you need to shock your body. Maybe you change up your split. Maybe you implement a drop set, a monster set, a super set, and you implement these different things to shock your muscles, because your body gets used to the typical 3 sets of 12, 3 sets of 12, 3 sets of 12. So you have to keep challenging yourself. By you coming in and hammering your body in the very beginning, you're going to get to a point where now you need this crazy amount of volume for your body to get any kind of growth, which is like ridiculous. Like, you don't need to be going through that in the beginning. And that's why early, a lot of you guys hit these plateaus of not being able to get any bigger. You should see nothing, okay? In my opinion, your first year, if you're doing it right, your first year to 2 years, and if you take progress pictures, you'll see your progress. You should be seeing nothing but gains in those first 1 to 2 years. Those are your newbie gains. Your body doesn't know what's happening, and you're producing a lot more muscle mass than your average gym goer is going to be producing, because you're brand new. You're shocking your body.
Yeah, and you know what? Like, just a disclaimer, I'm not like this crazy, like, I'm not that experienced in the gym, but I've talked and I've trained with so many good people, like Luke here, my friend Tyler, like everybody that like, has gotten me into it. I feel like I've gotten like, the best kind of like, training partners that I can get. So I'm confident in saying that I know what I'm doing to a certain extent. And, I second everything that you just said, like, intensity, less volume, rest, like it's all very important,
Yeah.
And newbie gains are like crazy insane. If you're not seeing them, then, reevaluate your split.
Yeah. Your newbie gains were crazy.
Oh, I know.
From when, like, Luke just, how long have you been working out? Has it been a year?
No, 5 months maybe.
5 months?
6 months maybe.
So, all right, so we'll say you've been working out for 6 months, but when you first hopped in the gym, you were like, you were even just off the, because in the beginning, when you first started going, you were just kind of like machine hopping, but even off of that, you made gains.
Yeah, right.
Because you were responding with your newbie gains. Your body didn't know what was happening. It was shocked, and you started producing more muscle.
Yeah, and what was weird? I just kind of woke up one morning and I was like, you know what? Like, I'm tired of it. I gotta work out.
Yeah,
like, I gotta. So I went to the bagel shop next to Jersey, and I saw 2 of the workers in there getting bagels. So I went up to him. I was like, yo, how much does the gym cost? And he's like, oh, I can't tell you here. Like, come to my whatever. So I walked over there and I signed up right there, and I worked out that day, and like, I've just stayed consistent. And that's another big thing, staying consistent. Like, you take a week off, whatever, you go to vacation, that's fine. But if you like don't stay consistent with your split, you skip legs, you doubled on chest, or you take an extra rest day, it makes muscle imbalance way easier to occur. And staying consistent is way easier to track your progressive overload, your calories, and your progress overall. That's the best possible way to do it. And if you don't stay consistent, that's like number one, ticket to losing your gains, pretty much. Not losing, but depleting them.
This one piece of advice in itself will help so many of you guys that don't like working out. Your brain is a computer, and once you've mastered up here, everything down here will follow. Okay? It takes 21 days. Okay, research shows that it takes 21 days to build a habit. Okay? So if you don't like physical fitness, you force yourself in those 21 days to stick to it. You'll reach a point where it feels weird when you're not working out. I can tell you this from experience in my own life with physical fitness. I used to not like working out. I built a habit, and now I feel weird if I don't do it. Going multiple years strong now. Reading, another habit that I've picked up. Okay? There was plenty of nights where I was like, I just don't want to read tonight. Like it's just, like I'm too tired. I don't know, or I don't have the head for it. I delayed it all day. I don't want to do it. But I just opened the book no matter what. Okay, I'm just going to read these 40 minutes that I promised to myself. I would read. And now, before I go to bed, okay, and my book is next to me, I feel weird if I don't do my 30 to 40 minutes of reading. It's become my new normal. Like, which for a lot of people, 30 to 40 minutes of reading a day is like, oh, I have to read. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But to me now, it's so normal. You just need to get to a point where you move out of your little comfort zone, your little box, into a bigger box. You need to slowly move out of comfort zones, and your body will always try to build new comfort zones. Keep scaling up. Just keep scaling up.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I do need to get into is reading. I mean, routine overall is great in your life, like you said, but I mean, reading, I've never been a big reader, but
Yeah.
I do know that it's healthy. I do know.
Oh.
I know it's healthy. I know it's good for your mind. I know it's good before bed, And it's just, people enjoy it. People enjoy reading. Do you
Dude,
enjoy
I love
it now?
reading.
Exactly.
I love reading.
But you probably didn't like it at first, no? Exactly.
Not at all.
And I want to get into it really bad. I really do. But, I just got to get started. And that's the big problem. People don't want to get started.
Yeah.
Getting started, that first time, you making the decision to promise to yourself to do something, the gym, reading, whatever it is, let's just say the gym. Getting into the gym, signing up for the gym, and going in for your first workout is probably one of the hardest parts.
Yeah.
And, maybe first week, first month. But that's why so many people sign up January 1st. They go in there for the gym, maybe 1, 2, 3 days that week. They never come back. Because it's
Put
the
it this way,
commitment.
by February, they're not, you don't see them by February.
No. And you know what else they do? They keep the membership. They're like, oh, I'll get back into it. No, you won't.
They forget that whole new year mindset.
Yeah,
Is
exactly.
it a new year if you don't stick to your new habits? It's not. What's today? Today is January 29th that this is being filmed. We're still in January. If you made a promise to yourself that you were going to go to the gym this year and you slacked off and you fell off, I'm telling you, it is not too late. You still have got what it takes. Find this in you. Save this video, okay? And watch this every single day that you're too tired to go to the gym. That, something popped up and now I'm going to make an excuse to not go to the gym. No, you allot that time to yourself. It's not too late. We're still in January, early February. You have all year to get that dream shape, that body that you've always wanted. And I promise you, it starts with that. It will parlay into your businesses. It will parlay into your relationships. It will parlay into everything.
Yeah. And, that mindset of committing to something, if you struggle with that, and if you struggle with the physical aspect, whatever it is, if you're struggling and you keep falling out of it, it's okay. It's okay.
You know that sound, break the cycle today or the loop will repeat tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah,
if you
100%.
don't break the cycle, everything that you don't like is going to continue repeating.
Yeah. But if you genuinely struggle, it's okay. Don't think, March or April rolls around and you still keep falling out. Just keep trying. But, don't think, with the New Year's resolution, oh, it's January or it's past January, it's February, screw this. I'm not doing this anymore. Just keep trying. At least you're trying and trying to keep up and being honest with yourself through that resolution. That's all that you can do, right? If you're not doing it to your full potential, at least try, right? And then you will at least see some improvement, in whatever you're doing.
Yeah. Because for a lot of people, and it goes beyond the gym, they want good finances, they want a good relationship, they want a good body, they want the ideal life, and they don't want the position that they're in right now, but they're too scared to acknowledge that I'm in this position, and the only way that I'm going to get out of it is by starting. So start with implementing good life habits, and it's a trickle effect. Everything else will start to come together as you start building the good habits, like reading, going to the gym, etc. You start with those things. Other things start to develop as you build the good habits. It's simple. It's factual. Start reading. A great book that I just started reading. Well, actually, no, I'm pretty much done. Is Average Sucks by Michael Bernoff, I believe. Oh my God, bro. An amazing book. You want to talk about an amazing read? Purchase the book Average Sucks. I'm making no money by telling you this right now, but buy that book. That book will change your mentality. It will change your life. I promise you. I promise you it will.
Yeah. And, people have this negative mentality about themselves. And, whether it be, you feeling depressed or you're feeling down or you're feeling, unmotivated. it's harder to keep going on like that than start to improve yourself.
Yeah.
Like the average sucks. Like, yeah, average does suck. So change, right? You know, people are always like, oh, like my life sucks, you know, like, oh, I don't look good, you know, all this, whatever it is. You need to change. It is way easier to change and improve your mindset, because once you start like getting into a routine physically, then that's when your mentality starts to change. That's when you start to become happier. You know, you wake up earlier and you feel better. And, you know, you just get into this routine of life where, you know, if a problem comes at you, you're ready to attack it, like whatever it is. And it's just so much easier than already being in a bad mindset. A problem comes at you and you don't even know how to handle it.
And don't allow yourself to be a laughing stock either. Like if you're overweight, like you just make jokes about your weight and you're like, oh yeah, like I love to eat, haha, like you're making the joke, right? It's funny in the moment, but you know when you leave that group of your boys and they made fun of you for being fat, you know that lonely feeling that you're gonna feel. I used to get made fun of for my body. I literally looked like a fucking beanbag. I was skinny with love handles. Like I had a terrible, terrible physique, and my friends would always clown me. Oh, Luke, do something. And you know what? You could say I succumbed to the bullies. I proved them wrong.
Right.
I proved them wrong. So you could say whatever you want. Oh, you listen to the outside. That's the kind of peer pressure that changed me into being a better person. And that bullying allowed me to find a passion that I would have never found if I didn't get bullied. So I used it to drive me. I used it to push me up.
Yeah. And that's another thing. Like, you know, it's a hobby and it's something that you need to have fun with. You know, it's not always like serious push weights like all day. Like, you know what? Like just have fun with it. You go in there with a good friend, by yourself, whatever, you listen to music and you just blow off some steam and you set and, you know, you beat goals that you've set for yourself. And it's a constant reminder that you're bettering yourself, and it's just straight up happy. Like it's a way that, you know, you can have fun, but also like better yourself at the same time. And that's why I like the gym so much, because I get to see how much I'm improving, and just holding myself to going whenever I have to go is one of like the best things that, you know, I've accomplished.
Yeah, for you like gym noobs, like that are that the people that are watching this that are going to be scared to go to the gym, like it's like you literally just said, it's not all about like pushing weight and grinding, like no, like it's really not that deep. Like you don't need to train that way or act that way to get results. The gym doesn't need to be your only personality trait. I know I fell into that.
Oh yeah,
I fell into that hellhole. Geez, like it literally just became an OCD. Like all I could think about is the gym, and it's good. You know, like I love the gym still. I work out as much as I used to when I was thinking about it all day. But then when I occupied myself with other interests and passions, my life just felt so much more well-rounded.
Yeah, you need to complete it. You need to insert it in your life, not make it your life.
Yes, it needs to be a well-rounded thing. So
and that's anything.
That's why everyone fails that goes into it with the mindset of, I'm going to get into this shape by this. Like, calm down.
Yeah.
Like you need to ease your way into things and slowly develop these habits. You know, by change, not drastic sudden change. Like, oh, I went from eating cheeseburgers and hot dogs all day and dessert to now I'm going to do a 75 hard, training twice a day. Like, you're not David Goggins. Like you need to ease your way into things. Start with the physical fitness, then start cleaning up your diet, then start, you know what I mean? Like you slowly ease your way into things, and then you realize, oh my God, I changed. I look better.
Yeah. And you know, you see these big guys on social media, they hit a PR, whatever it is, and they got the biggest smile on their face, because that's just one more goal that just got completed. And you know what? They have their friends around them, and it's fun. And, you know, everybody's like, not competing, but, you know, like everybody's keeping track of each other. Everyone's trying to put up weight. And overall, I've always had a good time. I go into the gym, and I'm excited to work out.
Yeah.
Not only because, you know, I'm bettering myself or whatever, because it's fun. It's something fun to do. Like, I think it's fun. I know not a lot of people do.
Because most people, the problem is, Luke, like when they think about like going to the gym, they think running on a treadmill for hours, and they that's how they have to lose weight. It's the typical misinformation, especially with the older generation from the 80s, that you have to do all those things to lose weight. You could go for a walk and lose the same amount of weight that somebody that runs their ass off on a treadmill is doing. It's about what you put in your mouth. Like that, like people don't want to have that conversation. They're okay with the thought of, oh, I'm going to wear a sweatsuit because if I sweat more, I'll lose more weight. Maybe more water weight. Maybe you'll be dehydrated and feel like shit. Yeah. Like you guys need to get yourself in with the new knowledge that we have from top level nutritionists, dietitians, scientists. We have all the knowledge here for us. Personal trainers, kinesiologists. We have all the knowledge here for us to just soak up and be receptive to it.
Yeah. I don't know if you ever saw it. Like, there's this guy that I saw. He wears not even a sweatsuit. It's just like a skin tight sauna suit.
Is it a sauna suit?
Yeah. And the sweat gets like collected in like the slack. Yeah. And he shows it off how much he's sweating. And it's like, that's not doing anything for you. That's not weight.
If you're a mixed martial artist trying to weight cut for a sport, okay, that's one thing. Or if you're a wrestler, stop marketing that to your average person just trying to lose weight. Like,
and if you hop on a treadmill and you run your ass off for a mile, 2 miles, some of them track how many calories you burn. Dude, it is not a lot of calories.
Oh my God. You're going to realize that by you going, if you're your average human being that goes for a walk for 45 minutes, okay, just a steady paced walk, is going to burn on average 300 calories. That's a substantial amount of calories, 300 calories. You don't need to burn much more extra calories than that in a day trying to lose weight. If you're doing 10,000 steps in a day, that is plenty of physical activity in a day to lose weight. That's more than enough. You don't need to be a fucking 5K. No, you don't need that to lose weight.
And if you're on a proper calorie deficit, like, it shouldn't be that big of an issue, right? No. If you're eating right and you're eating like not as much as you used to, and you're just eating like on a set diet and tracking your calories, and you're on a proper deficit, you should be fine. You don't need to sprint on a treadmill, and that's what or do a stepper for however many. It's ridiculous. And if you want to do that, that's great. People love to run. That's a whole different thing. People love to run. People love to do what they want to do. That's great. They want to, like, instead of beating a PR, they want to beat a certain time, right? But if you're trying to lose weight, that's not the way to do it.
100%.
You can do it as an accessory, lose an extra here and there, but overall, it's not gonna really change your weight that much.
I feel like we covered a lot.
Yeah, we did.
Guys, please do not forget to like, share, subscribe, follow for more content. If you rock with me, always hit that subscribe button, drop a comment, smash the like button, support your boy, and we'll catch you for the next episode.
And if you guys like it, maybe we'll do part 2.
100%.
Yeah. All right.
Catch y'all.
Yep.